Hi, everybody. I'm going to make a little section line here. This one I'm going to make just in the center. So my first section is going to mirror that. This is my section line. I think I gave you guys a section line. Yeah, and I'm going to trim that up. So I think I gave you a section bubble in the little things I gave you. I think I did. Did I? A little circle with an arrow. Did I give you this? That's what it looks like. If I didn't give that to you, is what it is. So I'm going to move this here. So there's my section. I'm going to move this into place. But I want looking the other way. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to mirror this. Actually, I'm just going to mirror this top part. Delete sort object, yes. So this section is actually looking like this. I'm going to get rid of this whole line here that I just drew, and then I'm going to mirror this thing. So this is my section bubble. There we go. So my first section I'm going to draw is looking like this. And actually, I think I might even move it down. I'm going to move it down a little bit. I'm going to move it down to here. And the second section I'm going to cut probably right through the middle. So I'm going to move this and rotate it like this. And I'm going to try and put it like kind of really close to the middle. So right on that middle one there, and this will be section B. So section A, section B. If I didn't give this to you, you can draw your own bubbles. This is going to be section B, and it's going to be up here as well at the same time. So when I draw this section, if I want to finish off that first one, you see that I've got doors and windows in the distance. So this is section A looking through the short direction, and then I'm looking toward this wall. So to make your first section better, I'm just going to do, you have to explode those. I'm just going to do a quick little thing. So I'm going to copy those lines because I'm cutting through them. I see this door in the distance. I see that window. I cut through this wall. I see I see that window, and I see my roof. So I'm going to copy all of that, and I'm going to bring it over here. So it's brought all this stuff over, and I'm just going to make a little line and trim it. So just bear with me with what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to make this a little bit cleaner, and I don't need, I'm going to explode this. You don't know that command yet, but I don't need all this stuff. So this is what the section is cutting through. So my floor plan and my section are exactly the same thing. I'm just looking at one vertically and looking at one from above. So I'm going to use these. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to group all this. So now it's grouped together. So now it's not going to be a bunch of random lines in a random spot. I'm going to go take the outside of my wall and line it up with the outside of that wall. And now you can see, like, is my roof in the right place? Yes, it is. Is my roof over here in the right place? Yes, it is. So is my wall correct? Yes, my wall is correct. But now I also have this wall here. So what I can do is I'm like, well, I'm cutting through that wall. So I'm just going to redraw this thing. So that's that interior wall that I'm cutting through, right? If I go back to the plan, see how this section is cutting through that wall? Well, I just drew that wall in section now because I brought it down and I'm looking at it. It's actually all be reversed, to be honest. It'd actually all be mirrored. I don't want to confuse you by doing this, but it would all be mirrored, like, because I'm looking at it in the other direction. Delete source object, yes. It would actually be on the opposite side. I don't want to confuse anybody, but what happened is because I'm looking down, everything is on the other side now. So this wall would be on the leftish side of my section because I'm looking this way. Now, normally your section would look up, so everything just looks normal. But to be honest, it's going to end up looking like this. See that? That wall is on the left side. Do you understand that? When you're cutting this section, just try and put two and two together with that. So there's that wall here. I see these windows in the distance, and I see this door in the distance. So I can grab that door and just put a line here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy the outside of all of these things. So this is just a line. Now I'm seeing these windows in the distance. Now, does anyone know how tall is a door? Jonah, do you know that answer? Yeah, 6'8". It is 80 inches. So that's 6'8". Our doors are the height of the doors and the top of the windows. Are those related? Yes, we hang our windows at generally the height of the door. So what I did is I took the top of the slab and I offset it 6'8", which is 80 inches. That's the height of a door. That is now also the height of the windows. So I can now trim these lines. See that? So I have the outside of my windows and I have the outside of my door. I can now trim this up a little bit like that. I can't trim that one. I can trim this, get rid of that. And just trimming on these white lines, get rid of this, get rid of all that. And how tall is this window? 6 feet. So I offset this thing 6 feet. Ooh, that's tall. Oh, in my other project, the walls are the windows are hung at 8 feet, so it's a little bit different. But so yeah, this is now my window. I can move this thing to see it. Does that look right? Yeah, it all lines up. Good. Move that out of the way. Extend my wall to the underside of the roof, underside of the bottom cord truss. There. That's a section looking at these windows and doors in the distance. Got it? So if you want to show some stuff, like do cut through your walls. There will be a double top plate on this thing. That's an exterior wall. This is an interior wall, so that's too big, so I can just stretch it 2 inches. I can copy one of those down here. So I'm drawing my section now. There's the bottom chord of the wall. I can do stuff like that. I can also show the little window frames. So my window frames, I usually draw them at 2 inches wide. It's kind of close. So I'll show you a little command you can do in AutoCAD. I'm going to put everything on the red layer because red is thin in my world. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit J for join. I don't know where the join command is up here. I don't know what it is. So I hit J, enter, and then I'm going to join all of those lines. Now those individual lines have been made into a box. Why did I do that? Because now when I offset, I don't have to go trim, 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 fill it, fill it, fill it. So I joined them so that when I offset them, they offset at once. Otherwise, I'd have to do this, which is okay. And then I have to trim that. Or I can fillet those, right? Fillet. So if you just join it first, sometimes you don't have to do these things. If you hit right click, that means enter, which means repeat last command. And now this thing is all set up. The difference between this and this is that these ones here are all connected. Now, if I ever want to use those lines again, I have to explode them. So the two commands I taught today were join and explode. Now those are all individual because I exploded them. Turned them back into individual lines again. Okay, this is my section. You don't have to do all this first. You can if you like. I'm going to make an elevation. Oh, we'll put one more thing on here. Where do you think the dirt is? Like the outside. Is it here? Is it there? No, not usually. It's close though. What's wrong with this dirt? It's too high. We want our foundation out of the ground. Foundation always sticks out of the ground a little bit. So how far should this foundation stick out? Minimum 6 inches. So I'm going to take this and lower it. That's grade. So that white line I just drew is dirt outside of the section. Got it? Corey, you with me? Rachel? What's white line, Rachel? Dirt, called grade. It should slope away a little bit. I drew it as straight, but we'll leave it there for now. All right, here's an elevation in record time. So now this elevation, I'm going to rotate this thing back. The elevation I'm drawing is this one right here. We're looking at that from the outside. Make sense? How does this thing relate to that? Yeah, it's the same. I'm just going to mirror it first though, right? Because on my section, I was looking at it this way. So let's say the building is Abrar. The section was looking at Abrar this way, but now the elevation is looking at him this way. Got it? So over there, the windows, the big windows are on the left, and now we look at them over here, and now they're on the right. Who's with me? Riley's got it? If Riley's got it, you've all got it. Yeah. Not that Riley's my lowest common denominator, I'm just joking. So since my section, those windows are on the left, when I go outside and look back at it, they're on the other side. So what do? Mirror. Doesn't even have to be a perfect mirror. Erase source object. Yes. There. Now the windows are on the right. And now what do I do to this thing? Erase everything. Erase that fascia. We don't see it. I'm going to need to bring that line back. erase this stuff, erase that inside wall, keep your outside wall, erase all that truss, erase this. Make sure you copy it. Don't erase the original. That would be what they call Polly-Wolly sucky. So I'm going to erase that. You can erase that thing. So that's pretty good erasing so far. That little fascia didn't really work out, so I'm just going to redraw that. There you go. Get rid of all the junk we don't see. Just keep the outside. I'm going to keep the top of the ceiling because I like that. Get rid of this wall here. Don't see that. Get rid of that. Get rid of top of slab. I'll keep the slab for now. I'll show you why. I'm also going to keep the frost wall. Does that look familiar? Everything is from top of sheeting. I'm going to fillet this. Got it. Okay, so this is top of slab, which is a nice, yeah, I kind of want to keep that. This is actually pretty darn good. Yeah, this is actually pretty close. This is going to end up being a hidden line because that's just nice information to know where the top of the ceiling is and the top of your slab and all of this. Why did I just hide all of that? Because you can't see it. Why not? Because where is it? Where are these? Underground. But are they kind of nice to see on there so you know where things are? They kind of are. So I leave them there on my elevations. Can I see the slab? I can't see any of that. That little thing there, that's a little goofy thing. Got it. Got this. So I'm going to extend this line down. And I think this one, do I want to extend it too? I need to extend that one. Yeah, there's a little goofy line there too. So I'm going to extend this down. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn it all white because in my world, white is a thicker color. There. I'm going to extend the bottom of that slab over there. If these lines are too confusing, it's okay. I usually don't leave these as like full lines all the way across. What's the only thing we're missing? There's my door. Missing the bottom of the door. Door handle. I'm not drawing a door handle. Again, if you want to start having fun. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing my fascia, my gable end fascia. How thick is it? Huh? It's 5.5, but you actually have to add the 1/2 inch this time, right? Because it's 5.5, and this is sheeted. This one isn't sheeted. That's why it's 5.5. Kind of, I was thinking, how do I explain this on the way over? This is 5.5 plus 1/2, so it's actually a 6-inch offset on this end, to be perfectly honest. If 5.5 and 6 confuses you, I don't care. Make them all 6, make them all 5.5. I really don't care. But the interesting thing about when I did this is 5.5 because I pulled it from here. So this one does have to be 5.5. If you make the other one 6, it's not accurate because it doesn't now line up. But this one that I'm about to draw now isn't anywhere else. We have to just make this one up. So I'm just going to offset this 6 this way. And I'm going to fillet that. And then I'm going to fillet this corner. And that's how a fascia starts to work. When you've got the underside like that, it's called a box fascia or box soffit, and it comes over and connects. And if I just Google that real quick, box soffit, like that. That's what I just drew right there. See it? Comes across the bottom and up. So that's that. Cool, cool. Fillet. Got it. I'm gonna do something here real quick. I'm gonna offset 24, and this is just me. So these hidden lines, I just like to know where they are. I don't need them all. So I just I offset 24, and I just keep them as these little lines off to the side. So I now know the top of my floor, the bottom of my slab, the top of my ceiling, but they're hidden, so they're just over here. And sometimes I'll even do this if the building's big enough. Brian Enns taught me this at my very first job ever, is you always just always know the heights of your things. Leave them there as reference. If you don't, that's okay. Do you guys want to put vinyl siding on here? We can put some siding on, sure. I'm gonna do this first actually. Top of slab. When I side it, I don't side down to the slab. I leave the concrete exposed. So I'm actually going to bring this line back. That's the top of my slab. So when you put siding on it, you just leave the concrete exposed. In the real world, it's called parging. So we parge that, and now I side it. Do you guys know how to use hatch? No? Yeah, so I'm gonna do hatch, and I'm gonna do lines. And lines for me, I'm gonna do some selections over here. I'm gonna do lines. Did I just say that out loud? Yeah, I've never done cocaine. Look forward to starting. This is being recorded. Darn it, I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna use the line one, and then that looks like it's super solid, but look, it's really, really fine. So I have to go in here and change the scale to like 25. This is where the properties box is pretty darn handy. I'm gonna click on my hatch again, change that to like 50. And then I'm gonna go in and kind of do a quick measurement, DI for distance. I can't snap to hatch. I'm like 6 inches. That's about vinyl siding thickness, right? There you go. There's your elevation. How do you do the other one? Same. Copy. Delete. This time I'm going to try and set a record. Delete. Keep that ceiling height. You know, I'm going to delete the ceiling height because I have it beside me over there. Outside of sheeting just disappeared. That sucks. I'm going to go back and undo that. Outside of my sheeting disappeared. Don't want that. Here we go. I'm going to trim that because I want to keep it. Erase. Don't need any of this. Don't need that sheeting. I just need the peak. Got it. Erase that. I erased that sheeting again, so I'm just going to redraw that. There we go. That's the outside of the wall. If you ever want to double check it, just do a quick little distance command. I just do DI for distance. It should be 33 feet. Got it. Get rid of this thing. Extend that line down. I'm going to copy my, I'm going to either copy or just copy this. Since they all line up, I'm just going to copy that over. That's my grade. That's my dirt. So the dirt that was on the section was hitting the sidewalls. I just extended that across now. So there's dirt hitting the house. This second section has now turned into this. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't need it. I'm going to extend this fascia because now I see the fascia. How thick is that? It's actually 5.5, right? Because it's this. It's just that. So the one on the end is 6 because it's the 5.5 plus the 1/2 inch sheeting. On this side one, there's no 1/2 inch sheeting. It just looks like this. Trim, hidden, match properties, match props, hidden line. Keep the bottom of that slab. I probably don't need the bottom of the slab, but I'll keep it for now. Looking good. Now I'm going to put in some doors and windows. I can copy them from over here if I want, like maybe do the same thing. I just line them up. I can just copy those over, and now I can hatch this again. Now with the hatch, oops, I hit escape. Now with the hatch, it'll just do the same thing, but now I can just match the properties. So I always do that. Once I get it good, I kind of just keep on matching those properties. That's vinyl siding. It's called the line command. You can also do a roofing. So if I go up here, I can do cedar shakes. In the hatch world, it's called AR shake, which you'd never be able to find on your own. AR shake, there it is. AR shake. And then you can put in some shakes. Those look a little big, so I'm going to adjust the scale. 0.8. There you go. Those look pretty nice. There's your second elevation. That's all it's due, right? 2 sections, 2 elevations. You're like, roof plan. How long did the roof plan take me? Yeah, 20 seconds maybe. So that's just how easy that is. And then tomorrow, let's do line weights and make these things look good. Let's make them look good tomorrow. And we can cover some other topics. I'm going to stop the video. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Bye-bye.